Welcome. In this video, the new AI update for Onyxcoin has arrived. What will happen? We will analyze it. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and please watch to the end to understand.
But first, let's analyze the XCN.
The falling wedge formation is considered one of the most reliable and powerful bullish signals in technical analysis. This pattern represents situations where the price gradually moves within a narrowing downward channel over time, accompanied by decreasing volume and waning selling pressure. The most notable and promising aspect of a falling wedge is the strong expectation of an upward breakout from within a downward structure. This is because the formation typically occurs in the final stages of a downtrend, when sellers begin to lose strength and buyers slowly start to gain control. In this context, a breakout above the upper trend line of the wedge represents significant bullish potential. In the current chart, the falling wedge pattern shows that the price initially oscillated within a broad range, then gradually became confined within a narrowing downward channel. This compression signals that the market is reaching a decision point. During periods of investor indecision, the price fluctuates with smaller movements both up and down, forming the basis of the wedge structure. The upper trend line acts as a resistance barrier, consistently rejecting upward price attempts. However, each rejection becomes weaker than the previous one, indicating that the resistance is gradually losing strength. The fact that the price is broken above this upper trend line is a highly significant event in terms of technical analysis. This breakout not only represents a technical move past a trend line, but also symbolizes the overcoming of a psychological resistance. Since many traders recognize the importance of this trend line, a breakout is often followed by a surge in buying pressure. Especially in a strong pattern like the falling wedge, such a breakout can trigger aggressive upward movement as buyers waiting on the sidelines enter the market. These formations typically result in upward breakouts. In such a scenario, the price is expected to move toward upward targets in a relatively short time. Analysts often use the widest point of the wedge as a projection for how far the price might rise after the breakout. In this case, the base width of the wedge is measured and projected upward from the breakout point to estimate a potential target level. Therefore, it is important not only to recognize the breakout, but also to plan for the potential target areas in advance. Volume data is also critically important during the breakout phase. For a falling wedge formation to provide a valid bullish signal, the breakout should be accompanied by high volume. If volume increases along with the breakout, it shows that buyers are entering the market with strength, increasing the likelihood of a sustained rally. On the other hand, a breakout on low volume may be misleading and could result in a price retracement back into the wedge. Thus, if the breakout is supported by volume, it often signals the beginning of a strong bullish trend. From the perspective of investor psychology, this pattern is also very compelling. Prolonged downward pressure tends to create frustration, fear, and impatience among investors. However, those who remain patient during this phase can catch significant profit opportunities once the breakout occurs. As the price breaks above the upper trend line, technical analysts and algorithms that monitor such formations begin generating buy signals. This draws new buyers into the market, intensifying the buying wave and pushing the price to higher levels. Post-breakout price action typically follows specific technical targets. For instance, the initial target is usually the previous horizontal resistance levels. Once these are breached, longer-term targets come into play. Investors may also look beyond the technical pattern toward fundamental catalysts, such as news events, project developments, or token burns, which can support expectations for even higher prices. If overall market sentiment is also positive, the price action can become even more powerful and sustainable. In this light, the breakout above the upper boundary of the falling wedge is an extremely significant development. It carries serious implications not just from a technical standpoint, but also in terms of market psychology and fundamentals. The upward momentum generated by the breakout can enable the price to surpass previously tested resistance levels and reach new highs. Additionally, this kind of pattern tends to instill confidence among investors, attracting new participants to the market. This increases liquidity and supports a healthier, more sustainable rally. In summary, a breakout from the upper boundary of a falling wedge is a highly strong and positive signal in technical analysis. It presents a significant buying opportunity for both short-term and mid-term investors. Of course, it's also important to determine stop-loss levels and manage risk following such formations. But overall, a falling wedge breakout can signal a major market reversal and pave the way for much higher price levels in the future. For investors, closely monitoring these types of patterns can significantly improve the success rate of technical analysis. However, we can't make trading decisions based on the pattern alone. Let's take a look at other metrics too. Stay tuned.
The horizontal line, clearly visible just above the price on the chart, can be defined as a classic resistance level, and this technical indicator represents a critical threshold closely watched by market participants. Resistance levels are typically areas where the price has previously struggled to move higher, reflecting zones where buyers' strength has temporarily weakened against sellers. Therefore, how the price behaves around these levels is highly important for predicting future price movements. Testing a specific resistance level also reveals the strength of the current upward momentum and market sentiment. In projects with strong potential like ZBCN, the price approaching such a resistance line and the reaction it shows there provide important signals for both short-term profit-taking opportunities and the direction of the longer-term trend. If this resistance line is broken with strong volume, it indicates that the market is transitioning into a new bullish phase. This is because a resistance level is not just a technical barrier, it's also a reflection of investor psychology, market confidence, and sentiment. A breakout often triggers more buying pressure and results in what's known as a breakout. These breakouts typically cause sideline buyers to enter the market and short sellers to hit their stop-loss orders. Combined, these factors accelerate upward price movement. Specifically, for ZBCN, breaking this resistance level would signify greater investor adoption and the surpassing of a key technical structure. Once the price moves above this level, a price discovery phase usually begins. During this phase, where the price might go becomes uncertain, and new target levels are estimated using technical tools like historical comparisons and Fibonacci extension levels. Breaking this resistance level is not just a technical achievement, it also reflects investor confidence. The price, which previously encountered selling pressure at this level, has now overcome that barrier with the help of buyers. This can trigger a phenomenon known as support flip, where the broken resistance level now serves as a support if the price pulls back. This creates a strong foundation for new buyers to enter the market when the price revisits that level. Resistance breakouts supported by volume often signal more sustainable and powerful movements. Low volume breakouts, on the other hand, are often referred to as fake breakouts and may result in the price falling back below the resistance. But when volume is high, it suggests real market demand behind the move and a stronger chance for the rally to continue. In this context, ZBCN's current structure and investor interest may support the breakout, not only technically but also fundamentally. If the price breaks this resistance line, the next technical targets come into play. These are usually previous highs, Fibonacci extension levels, or psychological price points such as 0.01 or 0.012. Reaching these levels increases belief in the project's potential and can trigger FOMO, or fear of missing out, leading to more buyers entering the market. This further fuels the upward momentum. Additionally, a potential retest of the broken resistance, where the price returns to test the level as new support, can form a healthy and reliable technical structure. If this retest is successful, it's considered a strong confirmation that buyers are in control and that a solid support has been established. These setups are viewed positively by investors and often seen as new entry opportunities. Resistance levels can also serve as take profit or position exit points for investors. Therefore, the breakout of such a level might cause some investors to change their strategy and continue holding their positions. Furthermore, increased attention from social media, news flow, and community announcements accompanying the price movement can reinforce the breakout from a fundamental perspective. In conclusion, the breakout of this initial resistance line above the price is not merely the crossing of a line on a chart. It represents the overcoming of a much larger structure and psychological barrier. If this breakout is supported by strong volume, it can confidently be seen as the beginning of a new bullish trend. Therefore, investors should carefully observe the behavior at this level and base their strategies on the retest and support formation process that may follow. The emergence of such structures generates not only short-term but also long-term bullish signals, serving as a technical reflection of investor confidence.
The announcement shared on the official page of the XCN project, ready to deploy a token on the Onyx Layer 3 ledger, get started with Onyx AI using XCN, is a highly significant update that highlights both technological advancements and the expanding utility of the XCN coin. This statement reveals that the project is not merely a simple cryptocurrency, but is working toward creating a much larger ecosystem. Let's now analyze the details of this announcement from technical, strategic, technological, and investor psychology perspectives. First and foremost, the phrase Onyx Layer 3 Ledger indicates that the XCN project is focusing on third layer, Layer 3 solutions at the infrastructure level. As we know, in the blockchain world, Layer 1 refers to the base network. Ethereum, Solana. Layer 2 builds on this base to increase transaction speed and reduce costs, like Arbitrum, Optimism. And Layer 3 represents an even more deeply optimized layer designed for specific use cases like dApps, gaming, AI applications, and metaverse environments. From this perspective, the XCN project is opening the door to a new era with Onyx Layer 3. Developers will now be able to deploy their own tokens on this Layer 3, enabling them to launch projects with lower fees, higher throughput, and a personalized infrastructure. The phrase "ready to deploy a token" directly appeals to developers, institutional investors, and entrepreneurs. It signifies that within the XCN and Onyx ecosystem, tokens can now be created from scratch to operate on Layer 3, surpassing many limitations of traditional blockchain networks. This development alone shows that XCN can now be viewed as an infrastructure token and is transforming from a mere investment asset into a utility token. This shift could be a major catalyst for long-term positive price pressure. On the other hand, the part of the announcement that reads, "Get started with Onyx AI using XCN," includes a particularly notable detail regarding integration with artificial intelligence. Onyx AI is likely an AI-powered development environment running on the Onyx Layer 3. This would suggest that many processes such as token generation, smart contract writing, data analysis, and user experience will be streamlined with AI support. Developers may no longer need to write code from scratch, as AI can help bring their projects to life quickly. This could result in a surge in Web3 startups and increase interest in Onyx Layer 3. XCN's role in this system is as the primary gas token. Every transaction, token creation, contract deployment, and AI tool usage on this system will be paid for using XCN. This directly increases demand for XCN. In the supply-demand equation, such news could form the basis for significant price increases in the medium to long term. If demand rises while the circulating supply remains constant, price increases are inevitable. Therefore, not just from this announcement, but also with future integrations, XCN may enter a bullish cycle in the coming months. These kinds of developments also have a strong effect on investor psychology. Investors start to recognize that XCN is backed by a functioning product, entering a systematic development phase, and is more than just promises. This is a critical phase for those who invest early in building phase projects. At this point, investors pay attention not only to price charts, but also to technological depth and long-term vision. Layer 3 solutions like Onyx Layer 3 are still rare in the market and in their early stages. Thus, XCN being among the first offers a significant competitive advantage. Even if larger projects like Ethereum later imitate this, XCN can secure a strong position through its early adopters, community strength, and technological foundation. From the token creation standpoint, requiring XCN for transactions on Onyx Layer 3 could also increase institutional demand. If it provides suitable infrastructure for GameFi, DeFi, NFT, and metaverse projects, then the price of XCN may be supported not only by individual investors, but also by major capital inflows at the B2B level. Additionally, the timing of this announcement is strategically well chosen. As signs of recovery emerge in the crypto market, an AI integration announcement like this can reinforce confidence in the project. With artificial intelligence transforming nearly every industry, the intersection of AI and Web3 is where future projects are being shaped. The launch of Onyx AI transforms XCN into not just a Layer 3 project, but also a smart blockchain platform powered by AI. Looking at XCN's future, these developments place the project in the category of assets worth investing in for the future in the eyes of investors. It also shows that XCN's price can rise sustainably, supported not only by speculation, but by fundamental advancements. These types of updates point to the foundation of a solid ecosystem and long-term price support, not just short-term rallies. In conclusion, XCN's ready to deploy a token on the Onyx Layer 3 ledger, get started with Onyx AI using XCN post, represents a large-scale technological advancement that can capture the attention of investors, developers, and institutional players. This is not just an announcement, it's a vision, a strategy, and a signal of how XCN will play a central role within its ecosystem. The integration of an AI-powered platform into Web3 using XCN indicates that the token may be entering a new bullish phase both technically and fundamentally. If the pace of development accelerates, if new projects flock to Onyx Layer 3, and if XCN is actively used within this system, the token could multiply its market value in the medium to long term.
Yes, friends, I hope you liked the video. If you subscribe to my channel and like the video, more videos will be coming. Be careful in your investments, analyze the risks correctly, and always take strategic steps. I will be with you with different analyses, investment opportunities, and technical information in my videos. I wish you all a lot of profit. See you soon.